Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Welcome back to the GBC SBT page. My name is Deva Madhavadas, and we're very happy to have with us today His Grace Chandan Yatra Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Wonderful to have you.
Prabhupada.
My obeisances to you also. All glories to His divine grace. Jai Shri Ram.
Jai Shri Ram.
So today, in celebration of the upcoming Ram Navami, we're very happy to have Chandan Yatra Prabhu back on the channel. Some of you may have gotten the chance to hear his beautiful discussion of parikrama places relating to Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu. And that's kind of Prabhu's service. He's very aptly named Chandan Yatra. He has a website that we'll put up in a few moments for the devotees in the comments. And he's himself dedicated his years of service over the last few to going to various holy places relating to different avatars of Krishna, Sri Ram, and of course Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu. We're going to focus on Sri Ram today. And so, again, very happy to have you with us, Chandan Yatra Prabhu, and I'll let you take it over from here.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. So I'll bring my Hare Krishna, I'll bring in my presentation.
Sure.
So, Hare Krishna, everybody. Ram Navami is approaching very soon on the 21st of April, which is Wednesday. And today we plan to cover the various holy places and the pastimes of Lord Ram. And the places that I would like to cover today is the Nashik Yatra, Hampi, the Kishkinda Kshetra, Rameswaram, and the Ram Tirth Sarovar, the Valmiki Ashram near Amritsar. So the places, Lord Ram, as we know, he appeared in Ayodhya, which is currently in the Uttar Pradesh province of India. And we know from the pastimes of Lord Ram, he was later asked by his father, Dashrath, to go for 14 years of exile. And when Lord Ram, when the whole Ayodhya, the public of Ayodhya became extremely morose, but Lord Ram had to fulfill the vow of his father. So he traveled to various places across India, and especially he covered Chitrakoot, and also he covered spent a lot of time in Nashik. And Nashik is very close to Mumbai, about 3 to 4 hours distance from Mumbai, and that's where the Panchavati is. And many pastimes of Lord Ram happened here in Nashik in the Panchavati. And when Sita was kidnapped by the demon Ravana, Lord Ram, Lakshman became extremely agitated, and they started searching for Sita. So getting the various clues, talking to various sages, to many people, they started their journey towards the southern part of India, and they came to a place called Hampi. And Hampi is the place where the Kishkinda Kshetra is the Vanara, the monkey kingdom of Sugriva and Vali, and his brother was there. And there he spent at least 4 months until Sita was found out by Hanuman where she is, that she is kidnapped by Ravana in Lanka. Thereafter, Lord Ram moved towards Rameswaram, which is called Setubandha, where the big bridge was constructed from Rameswaram to Sri Lanka, so that the monkey army can easily travel there. And then they ensued the battle between the monkey army and Ravana. So these are the places which were covered by Lord Ram, and we can see here in the map. And today we'll be covering the Nashik Yatra, and there are several places here like Panchavati, the Kalaram Mandir, Ramkund, Balaji Temple, where the Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu's footprints are there as well. Kapileshwar Temple and Lakshmanji Temple. Actually, the name Nashik got from Lakshmana, cutting the nose of the demon, the sister of Ravana, Sputnaka. And then there is Tapovan, ISKCON, Nashik has a very beautiful temple there. Sri Trigambeshwar and Taket Jatayu temple. And in the Hampi Yatra, we'll be covering very unique and rare places of Shabari's cave and the sacred Pampa Sarovar, the birthplace of Hanuman, which is the Anjaneya hill, various other temples in the Hampi Yatra, which are connected directly to Lord Ram. And then we'll be covering the Rameswaram, which is called the Setubandha. And there we have got the main Raghunatha Swami temple, Agni Tirtham, Dhanush Koti, from where the bridge was connected. Likewise, we have several other temples that we'll be covering today. And then finally, we'll also move towards the Amritsar, because Amritsar is the place is connected to Lord Ram quite significantly, because after Sita was banished by Lord Ram when she was pregnant, she came to this place where Valmiki Ashram is there. So there's a place called Sri Ram Tirtha Sarovar, where there is a Valmiki Ashram. And there was also a pastime that when the Ashwamedh Yagna horse was sent by Lord Ram, it was caught by Lav and Kush, the sons of Lord Ram, here in Amritsar. And even Hanuman was bound by Lav and Kush. So all these places we'll be covering. And Srila Prabhupada, our founder Acharya of International Society of Krishna Consciousness, he also visited Amritsar in October of 1970, as he was invited for the Vedanta Sammelan, and he was there here in the city for 10 days. So we start off with the very beautiful prayer to Lord Ram, which is from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 9, Chapter 10, verse number 14. This prayer is by Varuna, the personification of ocean. He made this prayer. It says that, "O all-pervading Supreme Person, we are dull-minded and did not understand who you are. But now we understand you are the Supreme Person, the Master of the entire universe, the unchanging original personality of Godhead. The demigods are infatuated with the mode of passion. The Prajapatis with the demigods are infatuated with the modes of goodness, the Prajapati with the mode of passion, and the Lord of Ghosts with the mode of ignorance. But you are the master of all these qualities." So very beautiful prayer for Lord Ram. And Nashik, as I was mentioning, is one of the most principal places in the Leela of Sita Ram Lakshman. Here, Lakshmana cut the nose of Sutnaka, the sister of demon Ravana. That's why the city got Nashik, because nose means Nasik and Sik means cutting. That's why the city got this name. And here is a very important spot of Panchavati, the 5 trees, and the exact place where Lord Ram, Sita, and Lakshman resided for at least 1 year before Sita was kidnapped. And the Dantakaranya forest is all, as mentioned in Ramayana and Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto, and in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita is also there here. Lord Balram, Lord Nityananda Prabhu also came here. And Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela, chapter 9, verse 3197 describes Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then visited Nashik, where he saw the deity of Trikambasha Lord Shiva, and he then went to Brahmagiri and then to Kushavrata, the source of the river Godavari. And the glories of Panchavati Tirtha are described in Valmiki's Ramayana. And the exact spot where Sitaram Lakshman live, Panchavati is here. Ramkund, where Lord Ram used to take his bath, is also there. The place where Sita was hid by Lakshmana, the Gufa, the cave, that is also there. Tapovan, where Lakshmana performed tapasya to kill Ravana's son Meghnath during the battle of Lanka. That's also here. And Taket, which is 70 kilometers from Nashik, is a place where Lord Ram met the eagle bird, as per Ramayana. And Nashik is 3 hours drive from Mumbai and 4 hours from Pune. And both Mumbai and Pune are the nearest airports. Panchavati, the glories are described in Sri Ganga Samhita as well. Twice as sacred as the mud of Ganga is the dust of Chitrakoot. 10 times more sacred than that is the dust of Panchavati Tirtha. So here at Panchavati, Lakshmana built a very spacious straw cottage. They're leveling and rising the clay from the raised floor of the cottage and strongly pillared with the long bamboos. So this is the glimpse of Panchavati. The 5 trees that we have here, they mark the place where Sita Ram Lakshman stayed. This is Sita Gufa. This is the place where the pastime happened when Khar and Dushan came along with the Rakshasas, which was sent by Ravana, about 14,000 Rakshasas, to have a fight with Lord Ram. Lakshmana hid Sita here in the cave. So it's a very small cave here. The entrance to the cave is very narrow, and there are small, very narrow staircase. And inside that, there are the deities of Sita, Ram, and Lakshman. And this is the exact spot from where the Mayic expansion of Sita Devi was kidnapped by Ravana. So this is the cottage here. This is a very nice diorama of Ravana coming in the disguise of a sadhu, a saint, and begging for the alms. And Sita very reluctantly crossing the Lakshman Rekha, the line which Lakshmana had drawn not to cross. And then she gave the fruits, and then she was kidnapped by demon Ravana. And this is the cottage which was built by replica of the cottage which was built by Lakshmana. And there's a very nice Gaushala as well in Panchavati. Lots of cows are there. And this is a very important temple of Kala Ram Mandir. This is the exact place very close to Panchavati where Sita Ram Lakshman lived while in exile. And long ago, this place was also inhabited by the Naga Panth sadhus, and they performed the devotional service to Lord Ramacandra here. Once upon a time, they saw the three of the sadhus while they were taking bath in the Ramkund. They found the deities of Lord Ram, Sita, and Lakshmana. Most exquisitely beautiful deities of Sita, Ram, and Lakshmana they found. And amazed by their appearance with the wonderful black deities, they brought these to worship in a small hut. And over the years, many people noticed the beauty of these deities and started visiting this place. Later, in the 17th century, there was a king by name Gopika Bhai Peshava, and his mother ordered his son to build a magnificent temple for Lord Ram, for these deities. And the son was a great devotee of Lord Ram. He spent all his treasure, all his money, about 23 lakhs of rupees at that time, and became penniless. And he constructed a magnificent temple here of Kalaram temple. But still, after spending so much money, there was some portion of the temple which was still remained unconstructed. So what he did, he gave away his wife's ornaments, the jewelry at that time, and he used that to construct this magnificent temple. And he was so renounced and dedicated. He said that he does not want any place where his name or be inscribed. Rather, the only place where his name can be inscribed is the lotus feet of Lord Ram, because he was a servant of Lord Ram. So this is the temple which was constructed by this king, and these are the original deities of Sita, Ram, Lakshman, which those three sadhus found at this very place. Very beautiful deities. And right in front of the deities is the deity of Hanuman. And this deity of Hanuman is very unique because the eyes of the Hanuman are directly pointing to the lotus feet of Lord Ram. So a very special temple. And there's big festivals happen here at the Kalaram temple during the Ram Navami time and at other times. There's a sect of Varkaris. They are also devotees. They also perform Harinam Sankirtan. They follow Tukaram Maharaj. Tukaram was initiated by Lord Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu in his dream. And Tukaram, his place is in Dehu near Pune. He was a very big devotee of Lord Sri Krishna, an unalloyed devotee of Lord Krishna, and he composed very abhangas, the devotional songs in praise of Supreme Lord. And these sects of Varkaris, they're very dedicated, and they perform the Harinam Sankirtan, and we can get a glimpse of it. Big festivities happening here. And this is another photo of the Varkaris performing the Harinam Sankirtan at this Kalaram temple. The next place is Ram Kund. This is a very sacred place because Lord Ram used to take his bath here at Ram Kund while he was in exile. These are the lotus feet of Lord Ram just in front of the Ram Kund. Next is the Sri Balaji temple. As we know, Lord Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, as it describes, came here in Nashik. So Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu's footprints are inscribed here in the Balaji temple. This is a very nice photo of Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu performing the Harinam Sankirtan. And these are the lotus footprints of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu here at the Balaji temple in Nashik. Next to it, in front of the Balaji temple and very close to the Ram Kund, is the Kapileshwar temple. Now, once upon a time, the Puranas described that Lord Shiva saw Lord Brahma engaging in the mundane prajalpa. So Lord Shiva became very angry and he cut one of the heads of Brahma. But later he realized that he has committed an offense against the Brahmana. So he was wandering all around to see how he can atone for this offense. So he traveled to many places to find a solution, but he couldn't find the solution to his dilemma. Once upon a time, he overheard a conversation between a young bull and his mother. And the young bull was complaining to his mother cow that his owner is very cruel and he always keeps him tied and treats him in a very cruel way. So tomorrow he has decided to kill him. But his mother said to the calf that, but your owner is a Brahmana, so it will be an offense to kill a Brahmana. But then the calf said, no, but I know a place. If I kill a Brahmana, I can get an atonement to it. So Lord Shiva heard this and he said that there's a place called Ram Tirath where Lord Ram took bath. I will take bath over there and I'll be relieved of my sins. So Lord Shiva, when he heard this, he immediately came to this Ram Kund, Ram Tirath here in Nashik, and he took his bath. That's why we have a temple here of Kapileshwar Mahadev in honor of for Lord Shiva. This is the Kapileshwar temple in Nashik, just in front of the Ram Kund. And this is a very important temple of which is called the Lakshmana temple. In fact, this is the only Lakshmana temple in the whole world where the deity of Lakshmana is worshipped alone, because this is the exact spot where Lakshmana cut the nose of demon Smutnaka, because Smutnaka had come she was very mesmerized by the beauty of Lord Ram. She was sent by Ravana. And when she met Lord Ram, she said that I would like to marry you. Lord Ram straight away declined it, said that I have already married Janaki and Mother Sita. And then Lord Ram said, you can ask Lakshmana. And when she approached Lakshmana, she she proposed Lakshmana, and Lakshmana outrightly rejected it. And then she decided to kill Mother Sita. And at this, Lakshmana took his sword and he cut the nose of demon Smutnaka. And that's a very nice replica photo of diorama of Lakshmana cutting with his sword the nose of Smutnaka, which is bleeding. So then that's how the name, this place, this is the exact spot where this pastime happened. And that is why the city's name is Nashik, because of this pastime. And this is a closer look at the Lakshmana's deity here at Nashik. Very close to that temple of Lakshman, there is a place called Tapovan. Now, Tapovan is a place of penance and meditation where the great sages used to practice austerities. And this is described in Ramayana and Chaitanya Charitamrita, and also in Srimad Bhagavatam, that there is a place called Dandakaranya. So this is the place of Dandakaranya, and the sages meeting Lord Ram. And this is the Tapovan Lakshmi Narayan temple at this exact spot of Tapovan, and the deities of Lakshmi Narayan here. Then we have very beautiful ISKCON Nashik temple, the Hare Krishna temple here in Nashik. And Shishi, Radha, Madan, Gopal are the presiding lordships at the temple with Lalita and Vishaka. And His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, the founder Acharya of International Society for Krishna Consciousness, ISKCON. And at ISKCON Nashik, there's also a Goshala right in front of the temple, and the matchless gift shop distributing the transcendental materials and paraphernalia for our devotional services. And then about 35 kilometers from Nashik, there's a place called Triambak. That is one of the 12 Jyotirlings of Lord Shiva. And out of 12 Jyotirlings, this is one of the most unique Jyotirlings because this embodies Vishnu, Brahma, and Shiva. And Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila chapter 9 verse 317 describes Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then visited Nashik, where he saw the deity of Triambaka, Lord Shiva. He then went to Brahmagiri and then to Kushavrata, the source of river Godavari. So Lord Shiva visited this temple. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu visited this temple. And 70 kilometers from Nashik is also a very unique place called Taket. Now, this is the place where Lord Ramacandra met Jatayu, the eagle bird, as per Valmiki Ramayana. And this eagle bird, if you know the pastimes, while Ravana was carrying Sita in his airplane, this eagle bird, although very old, he saw the atrocities of Ravana carrying a woman. And he, although was very old, he fought vigorously with Ravana. But Ravana was very strong, and he also fought very vigorously. And with his sword, he actually cut off the wings of Jatayu. and Jatayu, in a very helpless way, fell down at this very place. And later, while Lord Ram was searching for Sita, they saw Jatayu here at this very place, who was injured. So that's where it is called the Taket Jatayu temple. And this is the meeting of Lord Ram and Jatayu, who actually informed about the kidnapping of Sita to Lord Ram and Lakshmana. So this is the Nashik Yatra, and the more details on the Nashik Yatra can be got on this website on the dandavats.com, and also on the Holy Pilgrimages website. The next place we are visiting today is the Hampi Yatra, which is not different from the Kishkinja Kshetra, which is the Vanara kingdom, the monkey kingdom, which is described in Ramayana. Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu visited Hampi during his South India tour, as mentioned in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 9316. Lord Nityananda Prabhu also visited here. And here in Hampi, there are many important places connected to Lord Ram, and especially like Shabari's cave and the sacred Pampa Sarovar, the birthplace of Hanuman, the Anjaneya Hill, the place where Hanuman met Lord Ram for the first time, the Rishimukh Parvat, where Sugriva took the shelter from his elder brother Vali, who had banished him from his own kingdom, and the Malyavanta Raghunath Swami temple, where Lord Ram and Lakshman stayed for 4 months during the rainy season, and many other places here which are connected to Lord Ram's pastime. This is a very important place called Shabari's cave. Now, the Shabari was the Ramayana describes that Shabari was a tribal lady, and she had unflinching devotion for Lord Ram. And what happened was when she was young, his tribal father arranged for a marriage, and before the night, on the night of the marriage, she saw hundreds and thousands of goats and sheep which were there, and she asked someone, why are these so many goats and sheep are there? Then they informed that these goats and sheep are there for your marriage, as they will be slaughtered for your dinner, for the dinner of your marriage. And she got extremely moved, and she became extremely compassionate, and she immediately in the middle of the night left the place, and she went in search of a guru, of a spiritual master. She traveled and traveled and traveled in different parts of the forest, and finally she reached the ashram of Matang Rishi, the great sage Matang Rishi. Matang Rishi, and she served Matang Rishi with great care, especially during his last days. And Matang Rishi, pleased by Shabari's service, he gave him the blessing that one day Lord Ram, along with his brother Lakshmana, will surely come and meet her. And from that day on, Shabari was waiting every day for coming of Lord Ram. And she would every day go in the forest and collect the berries, in the anticipation that Lord Ram will come. But Lord Ram never came. Like these, many years passed by as per the lifespan of Treta Yuga, and Shabari became a very old and emancipated woman. And finally, when Sita was kidnapped by Ravana, and while Lord Ram was searching for Sita, he met Kabana, and he said that go nearby to the Shabari's cave, where Shabari, your great devotee, is waiting for many years for your arrival, and she will give you the plan what you need to do about about the recovering back the Sita. So Lord Ram and Lakshman, they went straight to the Shabari's ashram here in the Shabari's cave. So it's a very beautiful pastime that even though there were so many hermitages and the ashramas of the various munis, but they were not the pure devotees. And Lord Ram and Lakshman went straight to this Shabari. And when Shabari saw the arrival of Lord Ram, she became very, very transcendentally, she was in transcendental, unbounded transcendental ecstasy. And seeing Lord Ram and Lakshmana, he made them to sit on the straw kusha grass, and she collected the berries and offered with great love to Lord Ram. She actually was such a simple lady. Shabari, she actually chewed some of the berries, and she offered only the sweet berries to Lord Ram. And this shows the great simplicity of the Shabari and great perseverance and unalloyed devotion that so many years she was waiting in anticipation, and she never left the hope. So finally, after that, when Lord Ram informed about the kidnapping of Sita, then Shabari informed that this a good plan will be that Lord Ram has a treaty with Sugriva, who also has been banished from his kingdom by his brother Vali. And then if Lord Ram helps Sugriva in getting back his kingdom, then Sugriva and his monkey army will definitely help in finding Sita. So this was the proposal of Shabari. And after that, Lord Ram desired to have a tour of Matanrishi ashram. And after the tour of Matanrishi ashram, Shabari actually requested Lord Ram that she would now return back to the service of his spiritual master, and then taking the permission of Lord Ram, Shabari entered the fire and took the shelter of and returned back to the eternal pastimes of Lord Ram and the Matanrishi. So this is a very wonderful pastime which happened here about the Shabari, and this is the very beautiful photo of Shabari, emancipated woman Shabari, offering the berries to Lord Ram and Lakshman. And this is the exact cave of the Shabari. This is the inside of the cave, and we can see His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj. This is the photo from 2014 October Yatra to the Hampi Dham. And this is the exact spot where Lord Ram sat and he partook the berries offered by Shabari. And this is the tribal woman we can see is selling the berries during the Yatra. And this is a very ancient temple of Lord Ram, very near to the Shabari's cave. And inside the deities of Lord Ram are there. And the surroundings around the Shabari caves are absolutely exceptional. We can see the very outstanding and unique surroundings around the Hampi area. The next place is the sacred Pampa Sarovar. So this is one of the 5 sacred lakes. And one of the other lake is the Man Sarovar, which is currently in Tibet in China. And this Pampa Sarovar is right in front of the Shabari's cave. And it is described in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila, chapter 9, verse 316, that Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu came to Pampa Sarovar during his South India tour, which says eventually Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu arrived at the lake known as Pampa, where he took his bath. So Lord Nityananda Prabhu also visited here, Pampa Sarovar, as described by in the Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat. This is the photo of Pampa Sarovar. It's a very big lake. And these are the glimpses from the Yatra in 2014 with Radhanath Swami Maharaj. So many thousands of devotees coming and visiting this Pampa Sarovar and Shabari's cave, and attentively listening to the pastimes of Lord Ram. And the kirtan happening, very beautiful kirtan happening at the Pampa Sarovar. The next place very close to the Pampa Sarovar and Shabari's place cave is Anjaneya Hill, which is the birthplace of Hanuman. So this is the exact spot where Hanuman was born to his mother Anjana. And so Hanuman is the personification of Seva. He perfected his life through the selfless service to Lord Ram. It was Hanuman who delivered the message to Sita after discovering her. He delivered Sita's message then back to Lord Ram. And Hanuman was prominent in building the bridge across the ocean to reconnect Ram and Sita. And Hanuman was also the most instrumental in fighting the battle with the Rakshasas and assist Lord Ram in overcoming Ravana at Lanka. And it was Hanuman who was sent by Lord Ram after the great war of Lanka to bring back Sita from the Ashok Vatika to reunite him. So Hanuman is incredible pastimes and incredible devotion of Lord Ram, of Hanuman to Lord Ram. And this is a very beautiful Anjaneya Hill, the birthplace of Hanuman. And these are the deities of Anjana, the mother of Hanuman. Mother of Hanuman, Anjana, at the Anjaneya Hill. And very beautiful surroundings we can see from the Anjaneya Hill. Next is Sri Malyavanta Raghunath Swami Temple. This is the place where Lord Ram and Lakshman stayed during the 4 months of the rainy season. And this is also the place where Lord Ram and Lakshman stayed when Hanuman and others went to in search of Sita. And this is a very unique temple because the deities of Lord Ram and Lakshman are in the sitting posture. Because and this is the only temple in the world where the deities of Lord Ram and Lakshman are in the sitting posture. And the mood of this place is that Lord Ram and Lakshman are discussing the means to save the kidnapped Sita. And after Hanuman and the others found out that yes, the Sita is in Lanka, and when they came here back and informed Lord Ram, the monkey army they rejoiced to hear the news. And there's a nice garden called Madhuvan where they enjoyed the fruits of the garden. This is the Malyavanta Raghunath Swami Temple. This is the entrance of the temple. And we can see a very unique boulder where the temple is. And these are the deities of Lord Ram Lakshman in the sitting posture. And the temple has a very big courtyard. And this we can see the discussion of the pastimes of Lord Ram being heard by thousands of devotees. The next place is Sri Kodanda Ram Temple. And this place marks where that Sugriva was crowned as the king of Kishkinda by Lord Ram. And there's a rectangular Garbhagriha where the deities of Lord Ram, Sita, Lakshman, and Sugriva are there. And these deities are carved naturally from a boulder. This is the Sri Kodanda Ram Temple. The deities inside of Lord Ram, Sugriva, Sita, and Lakshman. And these are surroundings near the Sri Kodanda Ram Temple. And this is Sugriva's Sugriva's cave. And this is the spot where Sugriva hid the jewelries being dropped by Sita while she was being carried away by Ravana. So while Sita was being carried away, she was dropping her jewelry, so that Lord Ram can trace the exact spot where where to which Sita was traveled and kidnapped by Ravana. So when Sugriva saw this event happening, he was bewildered, seeing that jewelry being there, and he had no clue what's happening. But nevertheless, he collected the jewelry and he hid in this particular cave. So this is the view of the cave of Sugriva, and this is inside the cave, where exact spot where Sugriva hid the jewelries of Mother Sita. And when Lord Ram came to this particular place, he handed over the jewelry to Lord Ram. And there's a big queue. We can see the big queue of devotees trying to have a darshan at Sugriva's cave. Next is the Yantrodhak Anjaneya temple. This is the place where Hanuman saw Lord Ram and Lakshmana for the very first time. So very important place here. And this is the Rishimukha hill. This is the place where Sugriva took shelter and lived for several years when he was banished by his brother Vali from his own kingdom of Kishkinda. And Vali, he was a big demon. He was very notorious, and he actually practically was trying to capture the whole earth. And once upon a time, he captured a bull demon, a bull, and he was trying to kill that bull. But the droplets of the blood droplets from the bull, it actually fell on the Matang Rishi who was doing the meditation here. And Matang Rishi cursed Vali that from now on you cannot enter this Rishimukha hill. If you dare enter it, you will be immediately die. You will immediately die. So there was no place for Sugriva except for this place on the whole earth to live. So Sugriva spent many years here at this Rishimukha hill in fear of his brother Vali, because had he come out of this hill, he would have been killed by his brother. And this is the Matan hill. This is the place where Matan Rishi's ashram was there in Trita Yuga. And this is Sri Vijay Vitthal temple. Now this temple is famous because Lord Vitthal of Pandharpur Dham, he actually came here and spent a few months, because when Pandharpur was attacked by the Mughals, the devotees from Pandharpur brought the deities here in the Vijay Vitthal temple, and the king here, Krishna Dev Rai, he was a very devoted king. He constructed this temple in honor of Sri Vitthal, and the devotees. And here we can see the devotees taking darshan of this important temple. Unfortunately, we can see in this photo there are only the ruins, and other places in the Hampi area, the ruins. One is the reason behind is the one is obviously, especially the places connected to Lord Rama, the Treta Yuga, and many years have passed. That's why the ruins are there. But the other main reason is the Mughal army. Actually, this kingdom was of Krishnadev Rai was really flourishing a lot. But unfortunately, the Mughals actually attacked his kingdom, and this is the place where actually Krishnadev Rai was living, and this was his main place. And they attacked and they made the ruins. So they attacked very vigorously, and now we only can see the ruins of this, but still we can see how magnificent these temples were at that time. And this is a very unique chariot at Sri Vijay Vitthal temple. The uniqueness of this chariot is that it is made out of one very big stone, and it is extremely heavy. And yet there are 4 wheels of the chariots. They can revolve. Even though they are extremely heavy, they can still revolve. So this is the uniqueness of this stone chariot. Next place is the Sri Purandar Das Mandap. Now, Purandar Das was a very great devotee of Lord Krishna. He was a Vaishnava poet and he composed more than 75,000 devotional composition in glorification of Lord Krishna. And his devotional songs are even sung even now in the Carnatic music during this, which is the South Indian classical music during the concerts. And every year on the birth anniversary of Purendra Das, the big musical concerts happen all over in South India, and a big festival is observed here at the Purendra Das Mandap. So this is the mandap. This is the place actually on the outskirts, on the banks of Tungabhadra River, where he used to perform his kirtan and composition in glorification of Lord Krishna. And here we can see nearby transcendentalists discussing the pastimes of Lord Rama. This is another photo of thousands of devotees hearing to the pastimes of Lord Rama. And the next temple is the Bal Krishna temple. This temple was established by Krishna Dev Rai in 1513. And this temple was built to commemorate the victory of Krishna Dev Rai over the Gajapati, the ruler of Orissa. And he brought the child Krishna, deity of child Krishna over here, and which was the city of Vijayanagar, and he constructed a temple. He's no longer here, but is now worshipped. Is there in the Government Museum of Madras. Next is the Sri Ugra Narasimhadev temple. That's also a very unique temple. The whole deity of Lord Narasimhadev is carved out of one stone. Then the next temple is the Hemkut Hill. This is in the south of the Virupaksha temple, and this is the place where Lord Shiva did the penance on before he married Parvati. This is the Virupaksha temple. This temple is dedicated to Lord Shiva, and in fact, this area of Virupaksha temple was the original place where the main bazaar of Vijayanagar kingdom used to be there. Right now we have only the ruins, but around this area there was a main bazaar and market area of Vijayanagar kingdom. And here's a glimpse of Hampi Dham Yatra during the Kartik month in October 2014. And there's another glimpse of Hampi Dham, thousands of devotees attending. Now, Hampi is only 13 kilometers from the town of Hospet, which is well connected by the rail, which has a railway station and is well connected by the train. This place is in the Bellary district in Karnataka, in northern part of Karnataka, and which is 376 kilometers from Bangalore and 385 kilometers from Hyderabad and 266 kilometers from Belgaum. So this place is in the northern part of Karnataka. And more details about the Hampi Dham Yatra, you can get it from Holy-Pilgrimages website. The next prominent place that we are visiting today in glorification of Lord Ram is the Rameswaram Yatra, which is also called the Setubandha. So this is the place when, we are going through the sequence from Nashik, where Sita was kidnapped, and then Lord Ram met Jatayu, and then later they traveled towards the southern part of India to the Hampi. And now when Hanuman found out that where Sita is, that she's in Lanka, Lord Ram and Lakshmana, and along with the whole monkey army of Sugriva, they all moved now down to Rameswaram area, where they construct a big bridge, a very wide and big bridge, all the way from that Rameswaram to Sri Lanka. so that to fight with the demons there and recover back Sita. So Rameswaram is a very important and a sacred spot, and there are many pastimes connected to Lord Ram here and the places. The first and foremost is the Raghunatha Swami temple. Now, this is a very huge and magnificent temple. This is the place where, when Lord Ram had killed the demon Ravana, although everybody and all the great sages were very happy, Lord Ram in his heart was feeling a bit bad that he has killed actually Brahmana. So he asked great sages what in what way can he atone. So sages said that Ravana was a devotee of Lord Shiva. So you construct a shivling over here and offer prayers. In that way, you'll be able to atone it. So what happened was Lord Ram came to on the shores of here in Rameswaram, and he asked Hanuman to bring a shivling from Kailash, which is up in Himalayas, very, very far. So Hanuman flew and went to Kailash, and it took some time for Hanuman to bring that shivling. And the actual time when this prayer was to happen was just about nearing. And Mother Sita, when she saw this, she actually constructed a shivling from her own hands. But by the time Hanuman came, he became very sad that he could not fulfill the service of Lord Ram. But Lord Ram understood Hanuman, and he asked Hanuman to place this shivling next to Sita's shivling. And he said that from now on, anybody who visits this place will worship your shivling first and then Sita's shivling. So this is where this pastime happened. And this is a very huge temple and a very huge corridor of this Raghunatha Swami temple. In fact, it is in the Guinness Book of World Record with the largest number of pillars. And the significant thing about this temple is that Lord Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu came here, and there are 22 wells also inside the temple. He took bath, and he also discovered the portions of the Kurma Purana. And these portions of Kurma Purana are highly significant because from here we learn that Sita, which was kidnapped by Ravana, was not the actual Sita. It was the Mayic Sita. The actual Sita was taken away by the fire god Agni Dev. And this description is there in the Kurma Purana. And when Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu was traveling in the southern India, when he reached at Madurai, which is not very far from, which is about 3 hours from Rameswaram, he met a Kurma Brahmana who was a great devotee of Lord Ram. However, that devotee was extremely morose. He said that Ravana actually kidnapped Sita. Then Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu told him that's not the thing. Ravana kidnapped only the Mayic Sita. And then when Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu later visited Rameswaram, he found this authorized scripture of Kurma Purana, and he brought it back to Madurai, and he showed this to Kurma Brahmana, and then Kurma Brahmana was very satisfied with that. So that's why Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu visited twice Madurai. And this is the great temple of Raghunatha Swami temple. And next to it, about 200 meters walking distance to that temple is Agni Tirtham. And here we can see the photo of Agni Dev, the personification of fire, carrying Mother Sita and bringing it back to Lord Ram. So this was the pastime which happened after Lord Sita was recovered back from Ravana in Lanka. And here this Agni Tirtham is there, where she had to take, where the Sita had to undergo this test. And it's just near the ocean. This place is just near the ocean. There's a very beautiful views are there, and there's a very nice ghat where people with all the devotees take part. because it's a very auspicious place. The next place is Dhanush Koti Tirtham, which is about 18 kilometers from Rameswaram town. This is the place which is connected right to the ocean, and this is the actual place from where the construction of the bridge was started. And this bridge was 80 miles wide and 800 miles long, all the way to Sri Lanka. And on the first day of the construction of bridge, 100 miles were constructed, and next day 150 miles were constructed, and then within 5 days, the monkey army, they built a seamless and perfectly symmetrical bridge, and the entire bridge was 800 miles long and 80 miles wide. And we can still see the replica of the bridge. However, Vibhishna, after the battle of Sri Lanka, he requested Lord Ram to break this bridge, because he was saying, he said to Lord Ram that having this bridge means that unwanted people, the attacks can happen on Sri Lanka. So Lord Ram, using his bow, he broke this bridge into 3 pieces. That's why it is called Dhanush Koti Tirtham. Dhanush means arrow, bow, and that's why this bridge was broken by Lord Ram himself after the battle of Sri Lanka. And this is the bus, which is going through the ocean. Right now, the government of India has constructed a very nice road all the way to Dhanush Koti Tirtham. We can travel. This is a very nice road which is constructed. And in fact, many years ago, there was a big port here, and usually on all ships from Sri Lanka and India used to travel very often. But in 1960s, there was a very big cyclone which happened, and it blew away so many things here in Dhanush Koti. There was actually a very sprawling place of port, but they blew away that very strong cyclone. It blew away many places. And then this is also the Kodanda Rama Swami temple, which is located 12 kilometers from Rameswaram. This is the place where Lord Ram coronated Vibhishna. It's a very nice pastime which happened. That Vibhishna, although he was a brother of Ravana, and the whole area of Lanka at that time was only demons were there. But when Hanuman, he visited Lanka, he could he very surprisingly saw only one person worshipping Tulsi at his courtyard of his house. And he inquired, and he found that this is brother of Vibhishna, and he was a great devotee. So when Sita was kidnapped by Ravana, younger brother Vibhishna gave very good advices to Ravana to return back Sita, otherwise you are inviting the calamity. But Ravana was in no mood to hear from Vibhishna. So Vibhishna tried and insisted a lot, to an extent that Ravana became extremely angry, and he asked him to leave Lanka. And then Vibhishna came and took the shelter of Lord Ram. And when Vibhishna came, and Lord Ram was here at this particular place, all the monkey army, actually they suspected that he's the brother of an enemy we should not trust. And including Sugriva, I said, told to Lord Ram, please don't trust him. But Lord Ram said that anybody who has come and taken the shelter of me, I always bestow my mercy to him. So and then Lord Ram inquired from Hanuman. Hanuman were kept quiet all the time. And when Lord Ram inquired Hanuman about the character of Vibhishna, then Hanuman told him very profusely that how devoted Vibhishna was in dedication to the lotus feet of Lord Ram. So then Lord Ram coronated Vibhishna at this particular place. Then the next place is Vilondi Tirtham. This very unique place is there right in the middle of the Indian Ocean, and there's a well here. Um, Mother Sita was feeling very thirsty after she returned back from Lanka. So Lord Ram took his one bow right in the middle of the sea and got the water for Sita. So here we can see right in the middle of the ocean, the salty ocean, there's a well and very sweet waters we can drink, and there's a narrow pathway one can walk there, and you can see it's a very beautiful area. And close to that area is Sri Ekantha Ramaswamy temple. Now, Ekantha means in seclusion. So this is the place where Lord Ram spent some time in seclusion before the battle of Lanka. So there's also a nice well here where the monkey soldiers of Lord Ram came to quench the thirst. This is Madhana Parvat, which is at a short distance in Rameswaram, from the Rameswaram main temple. This is the place where the army, generals of the monkey army took the view of the area around this here and make a plan to go towards Lanka for the battle. And the temple here bears the footprints of Lord Ram. This is the Ram Tirtham, the place where Lord Ram took rest for a while on the way to Lanka. This is the Panchamukhi Hanuman temple. And this place is called Tirupulani, which is 2 hours from Rameswaram in the mainland India. Now, this is a place where Lord Ram, he performed penance actually for a few days so that the personification of ocean, Varun Dev, can give way so that the bridge can be constructed. So Lord Ram, he performed this waiting for Varun Dev to come. But Varun Dev was puffed up. He was arrogant. He was a bit arrogant. And he did not turn up to Lord Ram. So in that, Lord Ram became very angry. And then he took his one bow. And as he took his one bow, an arrow, all the whole sea started boiling, and all the creatures, all the aquatics in the sea started feeling really very hot, and they were very disturbed. And at that, Varun Dev actually came to Lord Ram, and he begged for the forgiveness. And he gave Lord Ram to make a bridge. He made Lord Ram to give a plan to make a bridge to construct all the way from here to Lanka. And this is a very unique temple and a very unique deity of Lord Ram lying in a lying posture. So we can see Lord Ram standing, and we saw a very unique deity of Lord Ram and Lakshman in a sitting posture in Hampi. And this is also a very unique deity of Lord Ram in a lying posture. He's taking rest on a kusha grass. And close to the Tirupulani temple is a place called Setukarai. So this is the place, this is the exact place from where the bridge started constructing for the very first time. And at this temple, there's a deity of Hanuman. And it is so amazing to see this deity of Hanuman is even now is seeing is pointing to the ocean directly to Sri Lanka, and he's actually guarding this bridge. So Setukarai temple is 4 kilometers from Tirupulani. And here we can see the Pamban Bridge, which connects the mainland India to the Rameswaram. It's a very nice bridge, and this connects This place is called Pamban, and which connects them to mainland India to Rameswaram. Rameswaram is just on the outskirts of the mainland India, is a sort of an island. And the next place we are visiting in glorification of Lord Ramacandra is Amritsar. Now, the holy city of Amritsar is very much connected to Lord Ram, because this is where, after Sita was banished while she was pregnant by Lord Ram, she came here at the Valmiki's ashram. So Valmiki, the composer of Ramayana, he gave shelter to Sita, and that's where Love and Kush, the two sons of Lord Ram, were born to. And the city of Amritsar is also a very holy city, because it derives the name from Amrit Sarovar, literally a pool of nectar. And also this city is famous for the Sri Harmandir Sahib temple, the Golden Temple. And historically, this place was called as Ramdaspur. And this place, Amritsar, is only 25 kilometers on the east of the border of Pakistan. So the city of Lahore from the border is about 30-35 kilometers in Pakistan. And here at the Ram Tirth Sarovar, there is Valmiki Ashram. And Srila Prabhupada, the founder Acharya of ISKCON, came here in October 1970 for 10 days to attend a Vedanta Sammelan. And here in the Ram, and he visited all these places, including the Golden Temple in Amritsar. And Valmiki, in Ram Tirth Sarovar, Valmiki composed the Ramayana. And the exact spot where this was all the pastimes of Sita and Love and Kush happened are over here. Also, there's a pastime when, also there is the exact spot where the Ashwamedh Yagna, the horse which was sent for the Ashwamedh Yagna by Lord Ram, was captured by Love and Kush and tied at a banyan tree over here. We'll visit it shortly. And then later, when Hanuman was sent by Lord Ram to fight with Love and Kush, Hanuman himself although he was such a powerful personality, he was also bound by Love and Kush. And this place is in the Durgana temple in Amritsar. Besides, there's also a very unique place close to Amritsar in the village of Ajnala called the Samadhi of Shravan Kumar. Shravan Kumar was a teenage boy, and he used to carry his blind parents on his shoulder in a wooden yoke. And he used to carry to the various holy pilgrimages. But accidentally, he was killed by Maharaja Dashrath, the father of Lord Ramachandra. And because while Dashrath was doing the hunting before Lord Ram was born. But and Shravan Kumar, he succumbed to the injuries and he died. And when Dashrath went to the parents of Shravan Kumar, they acknowledged that although it was an accident, but they cursed Dashrath that he would also experience the same putra shok, the great pain, the great grief of losing a son. That's why we have the pastime of King Dashrath after Lord Ram was sent to the exile. How much deep pain Dashrath went through, and in fact, Dashrath left his body in great separation and great pain of being away from his most beloved son Ram. So all these pastimes happen over here. And as I mentioned, Srila Prabhupada came here in Amritsar in October 1970. And he spent 10 days over here. And this was a Vedanta Sammelan who had invited him. And mainly the people attended were Mayavadis. But Srila Prabhupada very elaborately and eloquently explained the unique distinction between Lord Krishna and the living entity and the position of Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Shri Krishna, as mentioned in Bhagavad Gita and the bona fide scriptures. And there were thousands and thousands of audience who attended this presentation, and the committee members, they were so happy and pleased by the discourse by Srila Prabhupada that they made Srila Prabhupada as the president of the Vedanta Sammelan. And later Srila Prabhupada also visited the Golden Temple, the Harmandir Sahib, and Srila Prabhupada was very impressed with the prasadam distribution done at the temple, because this temple is very close to the Sikh community, and they feed anybody who comes to this temple, even at the midnight or in the wee hours. The Sikh community feed everybody at this temple. And Srila Prabhupada actually advised all his disciples that to have this type of food distribution program or the prasadam distribution program as is conducted in the Golden Temple. And Srila Prabhupada, in the guest book at the Golden Temple, he said he had written A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, and under the religion he wrote Krishnite, and he made the comment about the Golden Temple as very spiritual. So later Srila Prabhupada also visited the Ram Tirth Sarovar, and he got many invitations from various families to attend and come to their homes to give the discourses. And Srila Prabhupada managed to come to as much as possible invitation and preach profusely about Krishna consciousness. So the places we are covering today in Amritsar is the Sri Ram Tirth Sarovar, the Valmiki Ashram, Durgyana Temple, where Hanuman was bound by love and kush, the Samadhi of Shravan Kumar, Sri Harmandir Sahib, the Golden Temple, and our ISKCON Amritsar Temple. So this is the Valmiki Ashram, the Ram Tirth Sarovar. Very beautiful place, nicely constructed area here. These are the main gates of the Ram Tirth Sarovar. And a very beautiful pond here, rather the lake, and the temple of Valmiki. And this is a very nice murti of Valmiki composing Ramayana. And this is the ancient actual spot of Valmiki Ashram. This is the well in Valmiki Ashram where Mother Sita washed the clothes. So it's a very unique place and very ancient place. And this is the kitchen of Sita. So Sita used to cook all the preparations and all at this very kitchen. And this is the deity of Valmiki composing Ramayana. It's another photograph of Valmiki composing Ramayana. And this is the exact spot where Love and Kush bound Ashwamedh Yagna horse sent by Lord Rama. So it's a very big banyan tree where Love and Kush bound this horse, and this is a very nice photo. We describe the Love and Kush capturing the horse and binding to this to the banyan tree. The next place is the Durgyana Temple. That's in the middle of Amritsar town, and this is the place where Love and Kush bound Hanuman. So Hanuman was sent by Lord Ram, and as we know how powerful Hanuman is, but Love and Kush bound Hanuman because Hanuman was sent when the Ashwamedh horse was captured by Love and Kush, and other army was defeated by him. Lord Ram's army was defeated by Love and Kush. So Lord Ram sent Hanuman. So this is a tree where Hanuman was bound. And this is a photograph which depicts the pastime of Hanuman being bound by Love and Kush. This is the temple of Hanuman and Sitaram Lakshman at the Durgyana temple. And also we have very beautiful deities of Shri Radha and Krishna at the Durgyana temple. And the deities of Shri Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman. The next place where is the Samadhi of Shravan Kumar in Ajnala, which is very close to the Pakistan border. It's just a matter of few minutes and few kilometers from there. It's very difficult to go there. It's a very rare place because not even many locals know about this place, because this place is right in the middle of the fields on the border of Pakistan, and one has to pass through fields and remote village of Ajnala. But there, this is the pastime of Dashrath accidentally killing Shravan Kumar while he was collecting the water from the nearby river. And this area is covered by lush green fields, and right in the middle of the field is the tomb where this particular pastime happened. And these are the two scales signifying the Shravan Kumar carrying his mother and father. Then this is Sri Harmandir Sahib, the Golden Temple, a very important and holy place, discovered by spectacular holy waters of holy waters. Another view of Harmandir Sahib, and as I mentioned, Srila Prabhupada has also visited this temple in 1970 along with his disciples. Very beautiful temple. It's another close view of the Golden Temple in Amritsar. This is the main entrance inside the temple towards the main shrine. And this is the outside the temple, the main area outside the temple. And then we are now visiting the ISKCON Amritsar temple, Shri Gaur Radha Krishna temple. So ISKCON Amritsar temple is only 10 minutes walk from the Golden Temple, and the deities there are Shri Radha Krishna and Gaur Nitai and Shri Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadra. And in fact, the deities of Lord Krishna are more than 300 years old that are worshipped at this very place currently. And the address of this temple is the Shri Gaur Radha Krishna temple, Chowk Moni, Lakshman Sar in Amritsar. So that's the ISKCON temple, and they are very beautiful deities of Shri Radha Krishna, which are worshipped for more than 300 years old. And we have Gaur Nitai deities. These are deities of Shri Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadra, worshipped at the ISKCON Amritsar temple. And the Murti of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, the founder Acharya of ISKCON. And there's inside the market area, there's also Govinda Sweets and Bakery stall. And the border with Pakistan is very close, only 25 kilometers. And in fact, from the border to Pakistan city of Lahore is 23 kilometers. And there's a big ceremony which happens every day in the evening at this border with Indian and Pakistani soldiers. And this Amritsar is well connected by plane, by airways, train, and bus. It's in the Punjab state of India. Not far, it's about 8 to 9 hours journey from Delhi. So this is the geographical location of Amritsar. And more details about the Amritsar Yatra, you can get it from the Holy-Pilgrimages website. So thank you so much for attending this parikrama about the pastimes and the places of Lord Ram to Nashik, Hampi Yatra, Rameswaram, and Ram Tirth Sarovar here in Amritsar. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Jai Shri Ram.
Thank you so much, Chandan Yatra Prabhu. That was so detailed, and it was helping me appreciate how little I know about Lord Ram's pastimes. One of the challenges not growing up in the culture. But thank you for giving so many detailed descriptions of these special places and also photographs, which really helps us to be there. So Chandan Yatra Prabhu has a website. If anybody would like to visit his Parikrama website, I'm going to post it here in the comments. And he outlines there many other places that he's been and that you can go to also. That's one of the exciting elements of this for me. Whenever we're able to return to India, there's now many more places on the list. So thank you again, Chandan Yatra Prabhu, for this wonderful service. And thank you, dear devotees, for attending again here on the SBT channel. Please, as usual, look out for what's coming up next, and we hope to have you back again soon. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Thank you so much. Jai Shri Ram. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai Shri Ram.